If you're ever in the Big Easy, New Orleans, there's a museum here. It's a National World War II Museum. There's a number of these actually throughout the country, but this one just happens to be in New Orleans. So I find it worthwhile. It's pretty big, so you kind of have to, break it up into each section it has. But and for the most part, you're just getting a kind of overview here. But I say it's worthwhile, and I'll show you what I can in the different parts there are. Road to Tokyo, facing the rising sun. Axis and Allies.
The Japanese seized the United States territories of Guam and Guayana. They also attacked the Philippines, where they overwhelmed American and Filipino troops stationed in Bataan and Corregidor. On April 18, 1942, the United States strikes back. As the sun rises over the Pacific, Lieutenant Colonel James Doolittle and his men embark on a daring mission. They will put the new strategy of launching aerial attacks from...
Yeah, at the start of the war, Japan actually had a better navy because they had more carriers. Now, nobody really thought the carrier was going to be dominant, as it was. Even the Japanese were a little skeptical. Everyone still thought the battleship could rule the roost. They didn't realize how, basically, planes are easier to build than battleships. And you can carry more of them. And it only really takes one good shot from a bomb, from a dive bomber or something like that to sink a ship. So you can get a lot closer, be a lot more accurate, and you can strike from a lot further away. Yeah, our torpedoes sucked in the beginning of the war. Major battle. First all-aerial naval battle. Midway. The Battle of Midway. They came out with a movie just recently about it. I have to look that up. I haven't watched it yet. Yes. Mainly because they knew they had broken the Japanese code, so they knew the Japanese were there. They laid in wait, and they just kind of got lucky finding them first. The Japanese made many tactical blunders during that battle. Guadalcanal.
The Americans intend to halt the Japanese advance and protect their allies by sending in the Marines to seize the airfield on Guadalcanal.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
No one expects this fight to last very long.
More than the Sullivan's. Objectives include seaplane anchorage. Forces quickly secure the airstrip, soon named Henderson Field. Maybe we should kill the enemy's men. Okay.
By day, Japanese planes pound the besieged Marines, while at night, their ships carry.
A lot of things happened. This was the first, Guadalcanal was the first place where the Americans and Japanese fought each other on land, and they saw the first results of the Bushido Code. Basically, an honor code that says basically you shouldn't retreat. A retreat was cowardice. I think out of every 20 for every 20 killed of German or 1 out of every 20 German or American, the Europeans soldiers that were in combat, like one would surrender. Like out of 20 killed, 1 would surrender. And with the Japanese, it was something like 1 out of 1,000. After the war, they will confiscate make all samurai swords have to be turned in. I kind of don't agree with that. No surrender. Yeah. It was called the Bushido Code. Banzai charges, yeah. Japanese propaganda. Well, they pushed out Asia for Asians. That was their thing. Kick the white people out of the area. That's what they were about. And this for Asians, which had Japan as the leader.
Better known as the Seagians. Success in the Pacific depends on their ability to create forward bases in no time and out of nothing. These engineers and construction crews slice through the impossibly tangled jungle with a singular purpose.
A new road in 72 hours. 1,200 persons.
Yeah, this front was a little more brutal than the European front. You could ship soldiers back to like Paris or London. There wasn't really any kind of nice city. You know, Singapore, Hong Kong weren't things back then.
The plan for victory originally called for 2 roads to Tokyo. One across the Pacific, the other from China.
Oh, Meravana. Just check. Tahana.
General McCarthy has kept his promise. He delivered as they fill up the opening.
Ooh, Iwo Jima. Yeah, the first flag a general wanted. The second one is where the picture was taken. Moving inland on the range near Okinawa. These were brutal battles.
2 weeks later, the largest amphibious assault of the Pacific War dispatches 60,000 men onto the beaches
The kamikaze attack was actually kind of a morally, it really did a lot of damage to the Americans' morale, but the suicide attacks was really detrimental to the Japanese cause because you lost the plane and you lost all your pilots.
The Americans begin to believe that the operation could end quickly and with few casualties. But the optimism couldn't be more misplaced. When the Americans reached southern Okinawa, they discovered that the Japanese...
The firebombing. Talk about morally questionable. Dropping the bomb. Dropping the bomb. Not really known is that there was a third bomb. It was on its way, being moved overseas when Japan surrendered. The original order, the order was to drop 2 bombs. There was no drop on Hiroshima, then wait, see what happened to the Japanese. The order was drop them both. Road to Berlin.
Very tragic and unfortunate incident. Also, our C-47s.
American and British allies finally pierced the Gothic line. But still,
Once they had taken Sicily, which Patton got in trouble for because he went this way, that way. He was supposed to do it like that, and he went out there.
costing the Allies over
More because he was
300,000
interested in,
and the Germans over
because he was interested in getting headlines. He was very egotistical.
overwhelming sacrifice. The Allies' road to Berlin will not pass through Italy. That fight is taking place elsewhere.
It's Salerno. God Almighty, that's where it started.
On September 9, 1943, supported by naval artillery, the Americans and British launched an amphibious assault on the shores of Salerno, Italy. But the men are untested. The attack plan is flawed. The Germans
Are flown by pilots of the American 337th Fighter, the Tuskegee Airmen. Under the command of Colonel Benjamin O. Davis, Jr., these pioneering aviators joined white pilots as escorts on long-range bombing missions. Now, the Americans can launch a massive bombing raid on Berlin in March 1944. According to one pilot, morale goes up like a skyrocket. By June, the Americans have won the battle for air supremacy over Northern Europe. That is not the
is now dangerously exposed to German fighters.
Yeah, long-range fighter. You know, at one point, the Germans shoot down an American fighter, and they analyzed it. The engine's not as good as ours. Then they looked in the fuel tank, and they realized, oh my God, look at the octane on this. The Americans had a lot better fuel, which gave their planes more efficiency. The Germans will come up with a jet fighter, but it'll come too late in the war to make a difference. And even though it can shoot down many American planes, it can't stand up to the Americans just attack them on the air bases. That's how the Americans defeat the few German jet planes. I just went through the D-Day one. Yeah, once they broke out, the race was on because there's just too much land for it to have a general line.
The French resistance are pitching in. And taking the fight to the north.
Boy, this is going to be great for Mount Paris. So that we get that Paris done. And my section lieutenant came to me and said,
Get across the Rhine, where the momentum of the advance across France was lost.
Oh yeah, the V2. You could do a whole thing just on the German rocket experiments. After the failure market independence.
Some even predict the war will be over by Christmas. Blinded by their optimism, the leadership fails to recognize the lethal traps that lie ahead. The Germans have constructed a 400-mile defensive line, thick with interlocking bunkers, pillboxes, minefields, and artillery. The Siegfried line coils along the German border like dragon teeth, poised to shred approaching armies.
Oh, the Battle of the Bulge.
Eisenhower attempts to smash through the line.
Eisenhower calls emergency meetings to rally his commanders. He tells General Patton,
George, I want you to move your Third Army north. When can you attack?
despite icy weather, vast distance, and the surging German advance, Patton boldly replies,
I can attack with 3 divisions in 48 hours. Okay, George. Take it.
General Patton's troops are on the move north. With reinforcements arriving, our defenses have slowed the German advance, and a break in the weather is predicted soon. All clear for takeoff. Let's get supplies to the boys on the ground.
1945. Winter is finally passing. The Soviets are on the march for the east, while American and British forces advance from the west. There can be only one outcome to this war: Germany's unconditional surrender. In March, American troops crossed the Rhine River at Ramagen. Pressing deeper into Germany's heartland, they encountered a depleted and demoralized enemy.
Well, it's good. I mean, there's so much detail that they skipped over. I mean, I would have liked them to do a little bit more why, but then again, you might have to make the museum like 10 times bigger. I guess I knew more about the Battle of the Bulge. Very little on that, but you could get into a lot of detail in these battles. I mean, I guess it's just too big a conflict to really put everything I'd like to see in one museum. I mean, there's just so much happened at the Battle of the Bulge versus some of these other things. So I liked it. It was good. I didn't go see the movie. I didn't need to see the movie. The movie's like 2 hours long. No, almost an hour. I liked it. It's good. Now off to rest New Orleans.